All right. Welcome, everybody. It's Matt. I'm here with Pam and Kelly. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about using Google Voice and how it works in the classroom. So basically what it allows you to do is pick a number that is not your cell phone number. It also transcribes voicemails, and Pam's going to walk through many of the things that it can do for you. I'm going to walk you through how to set it up, but it is a pretty nice communication utility for teachers. And let's see, so I have one set up already in here in this account, and you can see I have one of my voicemails set up, and you can see some of the options here. But what I'm going to do is walk you through what would happen initially. So you would go to Google. The easiest way would probably be to just search for it, or you could obviously go into the waffle and click on more and even more. Scroll down here, it's under Home and Office, Google Voice. Okay, I'm going to bring you into Kelly's. So this would be the first thing you'd be prompted. Accept Google Voice, terms and privacy policy, proceed. Okay. So it's creating an account. You want to get a new number. You do have to choose an alternate number, so this is where you would put in your cell phone. Okay, and then it'll call, and because my cell phone is already associated with an account, it's going to call me when I click on call me, and I'm going to have to enter in 78. So it's calling, should be calling my phone.
Google Voice. Please enter your 2-digit verification code.
Okay, type in 78.
Thank you. Your account is now active. To record your name and voicemail greeting, press 1, or you may hang up and do it later.
So you could set up some features on there, like your voicemail account, but you could also do it in here, which we'll talk about in a little bit too. So you can type in your zip code or area code here and search. And you can obviously scroll through and pick a number that you like. We'll just pick anything here and continue. Okay, so we successfully created our Google Voice. We have a new number. You can give out, obviously, this one number, which would ring all the phones. You can get your transcribed voicemails sent to the inbox, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And finish here. Okay, so that's pretty much as easy as it is to set it up on here. And I think I'm going to hand it off to Pam. She's going to walk you through some of the features.
Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so that you can see my Google Voice inbox. So when you log into Google Voice, you'll see your inbox here. This will have all of your messages. It'll have your text messages and your voicemail transcriptions. You can also come over to the left here and choose separate folders. So if I click on here, it will be just my transcribed voicemails. And there are some things that you can do with this. For example, over here, if we listen to this message, you would click on play.
Hi, Mrs. Mangiello. This is Mrs. Jones. I just wanted to let you know that Sabrina forgot her book bag at home today, but she will bring it in tomorrow. If you have any questions, please call me. Thank you. Have a good day.
So you can listen to the voicemail, and then it has it transcribed here. And as you can see, my name was not spelled properly. So if you just click to edit, I can go in and actually edit the transcription, which is good if you want to send this to a colleague or a coworker or a principal, whatever you want to do to make sure that it is transcribed correctly. Google is pretty good at it if the person is speaking clearly, but I guess it has some trouble with names because the student's name is also wrong here. And then I would click on save. And then you can see here that it is fixed, and it will let you know that it's been edited. You can also send this, like I said, through email to one of your colleagues, or you can download it. It also gives you the option to add a note. So if I want to add a note saying, called and spoke with Mrs. Jones, and you would hit save, and you'll see this little note. So you can keep track of correspondence that way as well. You can also call back the number. So if I click on call, this is the number that left me the voicemail, and then I would be able to connect that way. Or you can send a text message and hit send. You can also block a caller, and then they will not be able to contact you any longer. You can also mark the message as unread, and it'll highlight it in green. If you have a parent that only speaks Spanish, we noticed that Google will not transcribe it in Spanish. So over here, I'm going to play a message for you.
Hola, le llama la mamá de Eric. Le estoy llamando porque tengo una pregunta referente a la tarea de matemática de hoy. Quisiera que me devuelvas la llamada. Muchas gracias. Adiós.
So she was clearly speaking Spanish, but as you can see here, it is in English, and it does not make any sense. So I had a parent text me instead. So here's a text written in Spanish, and I was able to install the Google Translate extension in Chrome, which makes it really easy to translate, and I'll show you how to do that. You would come up to the top here on these three dots, click on Settings, Extensions, and then I have it already, but you would click on Get More Extensions and search for it, Google Translate, and then you would go ahead and add it to Chrome that way, and then it will appear in the corner up here. You'll have a little icon for it. So if I come back to this Spanish text message, I can just highlight the text, click on this little button, and it will have it translated in Spanish here. And sometimes it isn't a perfect translation, but you can usually get the gist of the message, and you can also listen to it.
Hola, esta es la señora González, la madre de María. María se olvidó de su la tarea en la casa. Ella lo traerá en mañana. Gracias.
So it makes it really easy to translate that way, which is great. Many of my students are English language learners, and their parents do have limited English. So this would be an easy way to keep in contact with them. And then back to my inbox. And I think that's about it. I'm going to hand it over to Kelly, who will share some of the settings that you can do.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm just going to show you some of the options of how you can set up your Google Voice. So I'll just share my screen. This is my Google Voice, my inbox. So I'm going to show you one thing that you can do is you can write from this is a voicemail that I got. Right from your voicemail, you have the option to call back or to text that number. So you could just type a text into here and send it that way. And there are lots of ways you can set up your account. So for example, this lists my phone number. So when somebody calls my Google Voice number, it goes to my cell phone, and you have the options here that you can have a ring schedule. So what you can do is place certain restrictions on when the phone will ring when someone calls your Google Voice number. So you can have it never ring you on the weekdays or on the weekends, or you could actually do a custom schedule where you have it not ring you during your work hours or when you're asleep or something like that. You also have forwarding options to have it either go straight to your voicemail or to ring your other phones, because you can add other phones as well. other phone numbers, like your home phone number, so you could have it ring your other phones before going to voicemail. Some of the other options that they have here for Google Voice are the voicemail greeting. There's a standard greeting. It sounds like this.
The Google subscriber you have called is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
So that's just the generic greeting, but you can record your own greeting. And you can also record your name so that they'll hear it when they call you to leave you a voicemail. You can have the voicemail emailed directly to you, and you can add a new email address as well, so that you'll be getting the transcripts not only in your Google Voice inbox, but also in your email account. And you can have the text messages forwarded to you the same way. You can place a pin on your voicemail for security reasons, and you can turn off and on the ability to transcribe the voicemails. Under calls, there's a lot of options as far as you can put on Do Not Disturb or whether or not to place missed calls in the inbox. There's a lot of options that Google makes available. One thing that I wanted to point out is that you can set up groups and circles. So we talked about this a little bit in class. You have the opportunity, especially for people that are using this for work, you can have groups, like you can have a group for coworkers, and then you could have a different group for the parents of your students, or maybe if you advise a club or you're a coach and you're giving out your Google Voice number to your students because you don't want to give them your own personal number and they can text you through this. You can set up groups for those different things, and then you can have a specific greeting for the different groups and everything like that. So those are the basics as far as Google Voice. There are a lot of different options and things that you can do with it. It's really beneficial, we feel, for educators because, of course, we don't want to give out our personal phone numbers, but this way we have a way that we can stay in close communication with our students and the parents of our students. So those are the basics that we learned about, that we wanted to share, and I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.